Hey, I'm Carl Azus, and you're watching CNN Student News. This is our last show of the school year, and we're going to get things started with a little help from our friends.
1, 2, 3, hit it!
Start cheering, Carl! You are about to enter the wonderful world of the wizards.
Ladies, fellas, girls, and boys, join me please and make some noise.
Hi, I'm Claire. I might not be Carl Azus, but this is an exciting edition of CNN Student News.
And you're watching CNN.
Take it away, Carl! Hey, wake up!
You are watching CNN Student News.
First up, we're looking at some of today's headlines, starting with tornadoes in Massachusetts. Several twisters hit the state on Wednesday, and Springfield, one of the largest cities in Massachusetts, was hit badly. At least 2 tornadoes touched down there. You can see some of the damage that was left behind. At least 4 people were killed and dozens of other people were injured. Rescue workers were going door to door early Thursday looking for survivors. This could be a record year for tornadoes, but you don't see too many of them up in Massachusetts. That's part of the reason why these storms made such an impact.
And magnitude, when you see those houses flattened, really hits you. In 45 years in public service, I have never seen this kind of damage or devastation in Massachusetts. And as many of the residents said to me, this is Massachusetts. This isn't supposed to happen here. And it never has, to our recollection.
For a while now, U.S. nutrition standards have been based off different versions of the food pyramid. A lot of people say the pyramid was too confusing. So yesterday, officials ditched the pyramid for a plate. It's called My Plate, and it's the government's new standard for nutrition. About half of the plate, half of what the government says people should be eating, is made up of fruits and vegetables. Whole grains and lean protein make up the other half, with a side of dairy. Officials hope that simplifying the standards this way will help Americans eat better. A lot of health experts agree it's better than the old pyramid, but some say that the new My Plate doesn't give people enough information to make the best choices.
Today's shout out goes out to all the students and teachers who watch CNN Student News. Which of these headlines came first? Here we go. Was it earthquake strikes Japan, revolution in Egypt, Chilean miners rescued, or U.S. holds midterm elections? 3 seconds on the clock, go. Well, the Chilean miners were rescued before any of these other stories happened. That's your answer, and that's your shout out.
Well, those were some of the biggest stories that made headlines during this school year. We're going to take a look back now at the top stories from 2010, 2011, and we're including some of your comments along the way. Set your clocks back to August, and here we go. From Grace. Being a military child myself, I know that many families across America have been affected by the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. It is really hard to go through a deployment when you have a loved one fighting in the war. Hey, sweetie.
Our goal is not just a physically secure Iraq, but an economically prosperous and stable one as well.
From Megan. The rescue of the Chilean miners was one of the most touching stories reported during the whole year. The rescue was so breathtaking, and the reactions of everyone were so sincere.
August 5th, 2 in the afternoon, 2,300 feet underground, a shaft collapses in the San Jose copper and gold mine. 33 miners are somewhere behind the rubble, their condition unknown. The Chilean president promises every effort to rescue them. Finally, after more than 2 months buried alive, salvation.
Never has a man been underground so long and gotten out alive.
From Ryan. During the U.S. midterm elections, I started to wish I could vote. I got excited to see who would win or lose the elections.
Let me just say this. It's clear tonight who the winners really are, and that's the American people.
This race has been called, but the fight is far from over. The bell that just rang isn't the end of the fight, it's the start of the next round.
From Danielle, in my honest opinion, I think that our country has not improved in the economy. Gas prices have continued to rise, and your everyday tools prices are soaring. Many prices on things are unbelievable. From Mo's class, we believe that the upheaval in Arab nations was a top story because it affected the whole world. After these events, our class started to pay more attention to the news.
We will die for our freedom!
We will be victorious in this fight.
From Kazumi, I live in Tokyo, so the tsunami was really shocking to me. Japan is getting over the damage. We are so grateful for the help and prayers from all over the world.
Oh my God.
From Lexi, every night I pray that the people whose lives have been impacted from the natural disasters get better.
We're talking about the deadliest tornado season since 1953. That's what we're experiencing right now.
It's something you don't want to experience. You don't want to experience nothing like this. It ain't a good feeling. I mean, there ain't nothing you can do about it.
From Juliana, when Osama bin Laden died, I thought it was probably the biggest story reported this year. Considering he was the starter of a terrorist group and the cause of 9/11, I do think justice was done.
I can report to the American people and to the world that the United States has conducted an operation that killed Osama bin Laden, the leader of Al-Qaeda, and a terrorist who's responsible for the murder of thousands of innocent men, women, and children.
Okay, before we go, you know we always like to have a little pun at the end of our show. I've chosen my top 5 favorite puns of the school year, and right now you get to sit through every punful one of them again. Let's goose this up. When a bird joined a couple canines on their walk through the park, we had to give it wings on the air. After all, what's good for a goose is good for a gander. Ah! Okay, then there was this zip line over a reptile pit. To protect the people, you'd think they'd have a gate or something. To protect the reptiles, you'd need a little Gatorade. When a retriever took some ducklings under her wing or paw, you could see she didn't duck any responsibility. It wouldn't fit the bill. And as far as duck puns go, you've got to admit they quack you up. And after a group of presidential mascots took off running, that's running a race, not running a race, you want a clean match. Anything less elects a commander in cheat. My favorite had to be this one, though. Back in August, we showed a butterfly causing a bunch of penguins to flip out. Now, we could have talked about the butterfly effect, said this was frightless versus flightless, said the butterfly ruled them like a monarch, but instead we settled on this: the pupa becomes the master. Sure, they might bug you from time to time, but you know we love a good pun here at CNN Student News. All right, as we sign off for the summer, we want to thank all of you who watch and use our show, especially those of you who have sent us iReports, shout-out requests, those of you who posted on our blog, those of you who visited our Facebook page. We hope you'll check out CNNStudentNews.com over the summer. We'll be putting some special shows up every week while we're on break. From all of us here at CNN Student News, have an amazingly awesome summer and take care.